भूतनाथ सदानंद सर्वभूतदयापरा रक्ष रक्ष महाबाहो शास्त्रे तुभ्यं नमो नमः.
Man also can become God, says the learned. God can come in human form is the spiritual belief. Kerala, the queen of India's nature. In such a panoramic earthly heaven, Manikanda incarnated. In today's Pathanamthitta district of Kerala, on the lap of holy river Pamba, Lord Ayyappa was born. Gods who visited that earthly heaven left Ayyappa on the bank of Pamba. Baby Manikandan moved about his tender hands and legs and cried, and it sounded like a melodious call. It resonated on the Apache hill and seemed to enchant someone special. Know who he was? Rajashekara Pandian, the king of Pandalam. The king, who was hunting in the forest, suddenly heard the baby's cry. He moved on, listening to it as though it were a melody floating in the air. Trees around waved their flowery branches, and surroundings were hallowed with a divine radiance. That prodigious baby went on melodiously crying. You sought Shiva's boon to have a son, and here is the God's gift for you. Accept this baby and bring him up. Being born with a divine stone called Mani around his neck, you may name him Manikandan. After 12 years, he will rule not only your land, but the entire universe itself. So said the sage, and he disappeared. On an auspicious day, they ceremoniously named the child as Manikandan. Manikanda was loved by his foster mother, Perundevi, queen of Pantalam, much better than own mother. King Rajashekaran loved him more than own life. The auspicious arrival of baby Manikandan at the palace marked Queen Perundevi's pregnancy. When she gave birth to a boy child, Manikanda himself named him as Rajarajan. Manikanda and Rajaraja were loved alike by both the queen and the king. Right from the beginning, there was a cruel-hearted minister, Chakrabani, in the palace who bitterly hated Manikanda. He crookedly tried in vain to kill Manikanda many times. King Rajashekaran decided to perform the coronation ceremony of his elder son Manikanda. The villainous minister, thinking that it was the right time to pull down Manikanda, brainwashed the queen. He sowed in her a poisonous seed of doubt. When own son is there, how can the foster son be coronated? Minister thus exerted his evil influence on the queen. The minister, queen and the palace physician together designed a diabolic plot against Manikanda. In accordance with it, Queen posed as if she was affected with chronic headache. The king was so perturbed. The physician was beckoned. He lied that no other medicine other than tiger's milk would cure the queen's headache. King was puzzled, being unable to know how to fetch the tiger's milk. Manikanda gallantly came forward to go and fetch the tiger's milk himself. Left with no other alternative, King reluctantly sent Manikanda to the forest. He took a bag and in one of its inner covers kept the food articles, and in another his clothes and ornaments. With both the covers thus filled, he carried the bag on his head and left for the forest. Only in memory of Ayyappa's trip to forest with a bag as such, today his devotees go to Sabarimala carrying similar bags called Irumudi. Now, when Manikanda reached the forest, Indra and other gods were also there to help him. And Indra assumed the form of a massive tiger. While the other gods became a herd of tigers. Manikanda ascended on the lead tiger, Indira. Manikanda entered the courtyard of Pantalam Palace with the tiger herds. Terrified at the sight, king and others prostrated on the ground before Manikanda. The queen, minister and a physician apologized to Manikanda for all their sins and mistakes without realizing his divinity. Manikanda compassionately forgave all of them. Regretfully realizing that Manikanda is God himself, Rajashekara Pandian pleaded him to coronate himself as the king of Pantala, revealing that the sole objective of his incarnation is the peace and well-being of the whole world. Manikanda advised his brother Rajaraja to ascend the throne. Manikanda told them he would shoot an arrow from there, and in whichever spot it fell, he would stay as a chronic bachelor thenceforth. Manikanda thus shot an arrow from Pantalam Palace. The arrow went and struck at the foot of a tree. On that sacred spot, a temple was built for Manikanda. The king, unable to bear the agony of separation from his son, longed to see him again as the prince. Realizing the desire of the king, Manikanda promised him that he could have a glimpse of him on Makara Sankrama morning every year in princely attire with all the royal ornaments. 18 mountains that stood around the flowery forest where once Manikanda playfully grew up, all these 18 mountains became Ayyappa's 18 steps. They were all so blessed by Ayyappa to see him and bear his lotus feet forever. It is believed that these 18 steps have in them miraculous medicinal powers to preserve, which they were shielded in Panchaloka metal later on. The whole world started seeking the benedictions of Ayyappa. Although Manikanda changed himself as God with never-changing fatherly love for him, the king of Pantala, along with his family, went to Sabarimala to see him. Pantala king and his men went to Sabarimala to see Ayyappa, carrying bags on their heads, packed with fragrant spices for oblation of Ayyappa, and food articles in one inner cover, and dresses, ornaments, and so on in another. It was the first pilgrimage to Sabarimala. Thereafter, for centuries, Ayyappa devotees went to Sabarimala to see Ayyappa for his blessings. Now reaching the Tirusannidhanam, devotees shed tears of joy in seeing the dazzling figure of Lord Ayyappa to their soul's content. Owing to this blissful vision of Ayyappa, peace and prosperity prevailed in devotees' lives. Incantations and slogans of Ayyappa from the temple reverberate everywhere.